Hello everyone, I am Saranya, Assistant Professor in the Department of Graphics and Creative Design of Dr. SNS College of Arts and Science. In this video, we are going to see about the creating procedural light traps in visual effects design. Light trap is nothing but it is a composting of techniques which is used to stimulate the light from the backgrounds using the scene traps around the edges of a foreground elements. It is a procedural light traps refers to the techniques used in composting to stimulate the how light from a background scene traps around the edges of a foreground elements, typically CGI and composited object without manually painting or adjusting the light. Moreover, it is an non-destructive approach to create a light effects, which makes it highly flexible. How procedural light traps work? The light from the scene affects the edges of a background objects, making it feel integrated into the scene. Next is algorithmic approach. Instead of manual keyframing, procedural techniques use algorithms. Algorithms are node-based system to calculate and stimulate light behavior dynamically. Steps to create procedural light traps. Extract background light information. We can analyze the background footage to gather the light intensity, color, and directions. Next is edge selection. Identify the edge of a composited elements where light trapping will occur. Moreover, we are using that in the wrap layers for using or creating a procedural layer that mimics the light trap effects by blending the light information from the background. It is one of an example of light trapping, analyzing the particular scene and giving the light in the all the surroundings. 2D and 3D crowd replications. Moreover, when we are shooting the film, we can't place the particular peoples. That is, for example, if the stadium or the ground needs a 2000 or above peoples, which is a crowd scene, we can't set all the persons. For that, we can use the 2D and 2.5D crowd replication. We can analyze or we can copy the particular portion of peoples, and we can paste it according to the full part of the film. The process of creating the illusion of a large crowd by the replication 2D images sprites multiple times to fill the scene. Common use. It is often used in film, commercial or games where a large crowd scene is needed, but generating a crowd in 3D would be time consuming and resource intensive. Steps to create 2D crowd replication. Source 2D elements. Select or create 2D images or sprites of the character, can be people or objects. Placement and composition. Replicate the 2D elements across the scene. Arrange them in a way that mimics a crowd by placing them at different scales or angles to create a variations. Layering and depth. Use layer to add depth to crowd. Foreground characters should appear larger and more detailed, while those in the background should be smaller and more simplified. Animations. Animated individual 2D elements slightly walking or waving. It adds the subtitle movement to the crowd. 2D crowd replication. Techniques where 2D images are manipulated and placed in the 3D space, stimulated in the 3D crowd effects. It creates a depth and perspective, making the crowd feel more dynamic and realistic without fully modeling each person in 3D. Key difference. Unlike pure 2D and 2.5D use layers, depth and camera movement to give the illusion of 3D. When we are creating a illusion of large crowd, we can use the replicating 2D images and we can give the multiple times to the filling the particular scene for making that particular scene as a crowd based scene. Next is steps to create 2D curved replication. First is layering the 2D elements. We need to place the 2D character images on the different plans in the 3D space. Next is parallaxic effects. When the camera moves, the 2.5 elements move to the different speeds, which character are parallax effects. Next is camera animation. Animate the camera in a way that stimulates the perspective shifts, given the crowds on the more dynamic and realistic feel. Adding variation. Use a different angles, position and slightly altered size to avoid repetition and make the crowd look more natural. Tools of creating 2D and 2.5 crowd replication. After Effects, we are using the tools like After Effects, Nux, Blender, applications and 2D crowd replications. We are using this 2D and 2.5D crowd replications in film and television, games, advertisement, etc. For giving the more realistic effects with the crowd replications. Thank you.